much. It was really a convincing performance. Here's this for you.
Thank you.
How long have you played this?
About 3 months.
Okay, so fairly fresh. I think there are a lot of things that works, and then I think most importantly, you have very strong ideas that you think how this particular piece should go, and I think you convinced that pretty well to us. Have you listened to any of Rachmaninoff's recordings of him playing the piano?
Yes, of other pieces, but I couldn't find any for this one.
Yeah, no, of course. So he himself, of course, is a marvelous pianist. I think one of the things that I found in his recordings that was really amazing was the long lines and the ability to maintain a note or a phrase for just an exceptionally long time. I think it would be really beneficial for us to work on this a little bit. And of course, being one of the last true romantic composer, a lot of these ideas, these musical ideas, are associated with a sense of resistance, right? So some phrase or some arrival, we should experience resistance so that the arrival of said resolution is more satisfying in a way. So I think those are two things that really would be the cherry on top for your already very excellent performance of this piece. Now, I think resistance-wise, it really takes not only the first page, but really throughout the second page too, for it to build up. Now he writes it very specifically, moments that he wants mezzo forte. And I think it might be very beneficial for us to kind of acknowledge that in a way. All right? Can you start from the beginning one more time? Yeah, very good. So it's something that's very helpful for me was realize a lot of the techniques that we learn in lessons are not like on and off switches, right? Especially when it comes to voicing, it doesn't always have to be so aggressive. Of course, this is what we're taught, but in order to save a little bit of room to grow later on with the, right, you want to save this for the actual moment. So at the beginning, I want to try to challenge you to try to play it and voice it as delicate as possible so that the people in the audience are drawn into your sound rather than you trying to spoon feed them the sound, right? Try it one more time. Very good, very good. I think now that you've tried both boundaries, right? So not too much. I think this time it was a little on the kind of softer side. And then I want to challenge you on these long notes. Especially these long ones, to not only hear the attack of the note, but also hear the tail of the note turning into, right? Kind of just carry that through. One more time.
Do you mind if I play from the second measure?
Yeah, of course. Good. So I feel like that C shouldn't be the end of the phrase, because this phrase really is 4 bar long, right? So think of C as not an ending, but bom, 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 but you're way into the D flat. Good, good. Now, you guys in the audience, can you hear this balance okay? Was it okay? Great, yeah. Very good. Now let's try to do it one more time. I want you to do it with relaxed shoulder this time. You feel the tension, but you don't actually need to be tense for that to happen. All right, one more time. Good. So I have a small suggestion on the delicate ending. If you want a very carefully voiced texture, but you also want your right hand to project, it might be beneficial for you to experience playing with the pad of your finger. Right? So all the great Russian pianists, they tend to play with the meaty part of the finger on these lyrical sections. So when you have so we have a texture change there, right? But that was excellent. We're going to do it one last time and keep going this time. Keep the phrase going. Keep going, keep going. Now, less. Good. Here it comes. Back to piano. Yeah, so I think your phrase is all very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. It's just one note in the middle or, in connection into the last. Yes. So I feel like you're listening so tensely on the rest of the phrase, but at the connection note, you're so worried about the next phrase, you kind of move on before it's done, right? And it's all these small notes. We really want to hear that connection, right? Can you go from right there? Go up there. Yes. So what do you think he wants when he writes these?
Kind of like a heavier and more individual, because all the rest of it is in there slow.
Yeah. I think it's great. When you play, I think you substitute that thing with forward momentum. And it's not wrong, and there's nothing wrong with it. But what you want to do, you don't want to keep doing the same thing. Otherwise, it becomes very predictable, right? So I want you to kind of feel these triplets as bum, 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 bum. Yeah? Kind of, they always go across the beat line and we're right on the next downbeat. Can you just do the triplets? Ba, 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 bee, ba. Same thing. Bum, 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 bum. A little bit more bass. Good. And I think it's safe for us to assume that this should be the most so far, right? So because you have actually 4 steps up, and when it comes to this, I remember when I was in undergrad and I was I forgot. I'm so guilty of this. I don't remember who hosted the masterclass, but I remember one thing out of that masterclass. And this guy said, if you are doing a recital or if you're doing any kind of a fermata and you think you have had enough time, just give it a little bit more and it will be just enough on stage. So I'm going to ask you to do that. Do the timing that you think is suitable here, but just a little bit more. All right? That's gorgeous. That's very, very, very nicely paced. And I think that's really the only thing you want to watch out for, is this melodic contours doesn't get interrupted by not purposely neglected notes. And also you want to pace yourself enough so that we actually reach that and you can play your fabulous diminuendo here. Do you mind trying the whole beginning E flat minor section one more time? Very nicely played. Very, very good. Very good. What do you think? How do you feel?
I feel like the lines are a little more connected.
Okay, great, great. I'm happy. Now, the middle section is very good. The middle section, I think it should sound the way you played it. It's very convincing. So I think we can safely skip this. What do you think about the ritorni andantino, tempo-wise? Do you like the tempo that you just played?
Yeah, because I try to bring out the...
Yes.
And I feel like if it's any faster, then the melody sort of gets distorted.
Oh, no. It doesn't. I think this is as fast as it should go. Quite the contrary, I think you can even take it just a hair slower. Not really slower, but just have the whole beat. Currently, you're kind of walking and you're trying to catch up to the person who's right in front of you, right? So what you want to do is just march at a very steady speed. And you do a fantastic job of bringing up the hidden melody in the middle. I would really love to hear the entire texture more melodically, too. I think that's kind of a missed opportunity here. So these contours, they have these little contours. So I think, let's turn to, right there. So for once, let's try to, let's forget about the melody. Let's just play this. Good. Can I ask you to play a tiny bit slower, and let's try to play it melodically, yeah? Good. Just follow the contour a little bit more. Use your intuition. So for these little skips, right, especially in these romantic music, like every little skip should be filled with resistance rather than That's a little too easy, yeah? Good. Now, just do that shape on a lesser degree while you're focusing on the melody, right? How do you feel? Of course, this won't be the tempo that you play, but it's a very good exercise to try to train yourself to listen to different texture, and then you can order these textures in, however you think would fit. And I found this to be really helpful because depending on what kind of piano you are handed, your preferred interpretation might not work. And so, I remember when I was students, I like to move around from different practice rooms to different practice rooms, just so you're used to these. And I find this kind of thinking really gives me the flexibility to be able to rearrange stuff if needed. Very good. Let's see. I think all the difficult spots in this piece, you handled them very, very well. Is there any particular spot that you would like to work on? This might be a personal preference, but I think overall, you pace your crescendo pretty well. I would only just want a little bit more emphasis on the bass line, especially when it's descending and into an arrival. But of course, that you can of course try that. What were you about to say?
I was thinking the second part of this sort of fast section. This part usually ends up getting really muddy.
Yes. Yes, you actually reminded me. I think I had the same thought when you had the first section. So I was looking at your pedal. I think you were merely changing it. Of course, it worked out here, but it might not work out somewhere else. So I think pedal-wise, what you want to do is instead of full pedal or consistently holding a half pedal, you might want to kind of periodically change, especially when these little groups, you want to clear the pedal. Do you want to try it? Is there... Very good. So my pedal was very clean. Very good. Do you remember the melodic thing we did with the...
Yeah.
So if you want to take a step back and treat these sort of the same thing, right? When you are higher up, a little bit more, yeah. There you go, good. Can you try the arrival? Yeah, anywhere here. Very good. Now, I think you paced it pretty well, but this is the same way you paced the previous version, right? If I were you, I would pull back a little bit here. So we can hear this. And then when you do it again, just focus on these low notes going into that. I feel like they're getting neglected. You hear them melodically. One more time. Beautiful. Of course, you probably feel more exposed this way, but it's a kind of virtuosity for sure, and you're certainly capable of that. Very well played. Is there any other questions you have?
Just at this last part, this particular one, it's kind of hard for me to bring out this E.
When you first played, I actually thought you voiced it pretty well. I actually thought you voiced it pretty well because I think you voiced this, the top, and you voiced again the lower voice, right? It goes pretty nicely into ba 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 ba. So help me understand, is it the voicing that's giving you a problem, or is it the thicker texture that's...
I think it's the thicker texture and the fact that it's so low. So we're often really kind of messy there.
Um, I thought that was pretty well done when you just played. Do you? How about we?
Experimenting a lot, so I just wanted to make sure it was like.
Oh no, I didn't feel like this was a problematic spot actually. I thought it was a very successful ending. Do you wanna? Let's go from here.
Wait, sorry.
Very good. Very tentative pedal. Very good, clear balance. I think it works.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Congratulations again. Very, very nicely played. Oh, here's your pencil. Yeah. Great. Sure. I'll take it. Yep. very, very nicely played. Thank you. Is this, how long have you played this?
1 week before TXST.
Very courageous. Good, very, very good. So I think it's a fairly straightforward piece. You do all the vital parts of this piece very, very well. Is there any particular spot that you would like us to work on?
Yeah. So for the middle, mostly the middle section here, I think like it's kind of all the same.
Kind of all the same.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it has any development, but I don't really know how to play it.
Right. So for those of you who don't have a score in front of you, basically Rachmaninoff wrote almost a page worth of written out cadenza for this. And all the instruction that he gave was a crescendo into a fortissimo. And that's about it, really. So I found it to be very interesting. Rachmaninoff, the composer and the pianist, are not to be kind of combined together. I remember I think it's his recording of Chopin's second piano sonata. If you listen with the score, you will realize that he does the exact opposite of the score. For example, in the Funeral March, forte piano, piano's forte, especially at the arrival. So it's his real point that in order to get, it's forte or piano, it's the same thing for the audience, as long as you can get their attention and to be focused on the music. And it's for dramatic effects, of course. So I think what you can do is you can try to pace this. Instead of trying to rush into it, starting here, you can treat it, let it kind of just play it out by itself, right? And let it kind of slowly gains momentum. Now, where do you think within this section is the arrival?
Here.
Right there. And it's a pretty deceptive arrival too, right? That's not the harmony that we expect to happen here. So going into that, you can try to not make that the loudest you can play, but try to kind of pace it in a way that the music takes you there and fully take advantage of that right there. Why don't we find a good spot over here? How about right here, so we can go into it?
Sure.
Plenty of development, just without that, right? So you need a direction, and you can kind of mold this direction however you want. If it were up to me, I wouldn't play this as loud as you did. Now, the reason why it is, I like to think of it, now he puts a crescendo there. Yeah. That means it's not forte yet. He wants this to be a beginning of something, to be the beginning of a process that eventually leads you to that fortissimo. So you can kind of treat this as a callback memory of this. Right? It's almost like, yes, something is initiated here. And then you play this very, very well, I think. Good. I think, of course, you can experiment with this passage. It's quite free. But I think that's the general idea. Very good. Why don't we go back to the beginning?
Okay.
think what you did well was these. That was a beautiful line you played. I kind of hoped that this didn't have so much rubato within the individual unit. But so what you want to do is you see these kind of as not as the skeleton of the piece, but the melody, right? So try not to do so much rubato at the end of each of these groups. Can you go from the beginning? Good. Now these hairpins, do we have any of these here?
No.
No. So really, what do these hairpins do?
They more tension on the C.
Yes, very good. Tension is such a good word here. So I think at the beginning of this piece, you have plenty of drama coming up. Try just play it simple. Play simple for now, so we have a simple bass line to start with. And then you can right? And you can play it, let it expand and let it contract, right? Can you do it one more time?
From here?
Yeah. Simple, keep the line moving. That is. Like, it's totally fine without it. We could just keep on going, right? What do you think that is?
It's like hope.
Oh, wow, yes, I agree. It's such amazing stuff in the middle of... Yeah, so I think I wouldn't play it such in a way that it's... I would kind of let it ring, you know, almost like a bell, rather than, you know? Can you try that? Phrase one more time. Try to time it just right so that you don't die off too early. So take out the middle voice. Try to voice with the weight of your arm rather than don't hold it here. All right. So do it again. Good. Relax. Yeah. Yeah. You realize that after key is played, no matter what you do to it, it's not going to change the sound, right? Yeah. So no need to hold your pinky. Rather, what you want to do is kind of pay attention mentally to the decay of the note so you can catch it on the way down. One more time. Good. One more time. Relax that. Beautiful. Now, hands together. Yeah, you played this F sharp to G beautifully. I think this, you might want to think about how you want to approach that. Because I feel like you're playing this as a resolution and then resolving again. Do you want that?
No.
No. So he puts on mezzo forte and look at where the diminuendo is. That's right after that, right? So try to keep the tension going. Ba, 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 and then do your beautiful ending. One more time. Good, good. So when we are all guilty of this at some point. When you play soft stuff, what you don't want to do is behave like a vacuum. Try to do that. Right? What you want to do, rather, is just have your arm fully relaxed. Just have your weight do its thing. Yeah? It's all about the speed you go into the bottom of the key. What you don't want to do is hold anything here. Okay? One more time. Good. So I feel like you're playing with your elbow pretty tense. What you want to experiment when you're by yourself is try to play with a loose, like a noodle arm, right? So that all the weight is carried by the tip of the finger, right? Let's see how we're doing on time. We have time. So let's just play one note. Can you play just any note really with your right hand? Good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently push down this knuckle. I want you to feel the tip of your finger supporting me rather than the wrist supporting me. Okay? Good. And then let go of your elbow. Good. Let go of your elbow. It's pretty difficult, is it? All right? Let's switch to middle finger. Good. Just lift your wrist a little bit up. And then I'm going to gently push down on that. Do you feel the weight on the fingertip?
Yeah.
Good. Can you let your arm go? Good. Don't let your wrist go though. Good. One more time. Now, I'm going to drop your hand into the piano. What I want you to imagine is the weight on the tip and the force is going through the piano down on the sides. Okay? Good. Don't push down like this. Just have a neutral. You don't have to tense it up like this either. Just don't push it down like that, all right? Try one more time. Good. Yeah. Now, were you using your arm?
Yeah.
A little bit, right? So relax that. Yeah. Very good. Now, just support this gently. Good. Yeah. How does that feel?
Loose.
Pretty loose. Yeah. So really, just especially with anything that's broad, you don't want to get it like this, but you want to just let it, dissipate into it. Have your weight do its thing. Let's try this slowly. Really, really loose arm, but look where my weights are. It's all on my finger. even if it's really soft, I'm not trying to play like this, but just really relax. Really loose arm, okay? Can you try it? Well, no, you can be out. I just don't want you to be like chicken wings, like that, right? Good. Relax, relax. Good, relax. And relax. Good. Keep going. Good. So when you lean to either extreme of the keyboard, don't lean. You want to keep your torso level and just move your weight to your right or left butt. Right? So move to your right butt so your upper torso is always straight and you can have a relaxed arm. Just get your hands ready here. Good. Don't play yet. Just ready. Relax. Good. Play with your weight. Good. Relax arm one more time. Yeah. So I think it calls for a little bit more finger support rather than arm support. But with a piece like this, you can obviously play this very well, and you're very well equipped to play this. What you can do is shift your focus onto how your body is reacting and what part of the body you are using to play this. And you might find it to be really liberating. Because if you ended up playing a long piece, this is not gonna do you well. But you want to have your weight into the bottom of the keyboard, support your fingertip. But I think overall, you're, especially for such a fresh piece, you're doing a really amazing job. Really good. Any questions?
No.
Okay, great. Here's your music.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, okay. Here. Oops. First of all, it's a big sonata. And I think you do generally a pretty good job at playing this. I'm afraid I'm lacking some certain presence in the sound. And I couldn't really pinpoint what. I suspect that it might have something to do with the tempo. But I think what you got done pretty well is the general character of the piece, and Beethoven's style is pretty spot on. I'm only just missing the contract. The contrasting between sections as well as a certain presence of the sound. I think you are sacrificing that part. You're certainly, capable of it, but you're sacrificing that in pursuit of greater speed. And, I really don't think this sonata needs to be very fast. And what it needs to be is very involving to listen to. And we often fall into this misconception that if we play it faster, it will be really clean. Not quite. If you play it just a hair slower, it might come across as even cleaner. So I want to just start off with that. Maybe let's see if we can. I think it's a little bit more exciting that way. Right? Can you go for that from the top? Good. A little bit more here. What do you think this is? What is this?
I think it's like more whimsical.
Yeah. So it doesn't, I think you shouldn't smooth everything out because his music should be somewhat angular, right? This isn't. It should. Now, my argument is that he puts these carrots at the end of these little figures. If he didn't do that, then yes, ba 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 ba, ba da ba da ba ba, then it's lyrical. He definitely wanted that. Right? So he went out his way to put it there. So bam, ba ba bam, ba da, ba da ba bam. Okay, one more time. And more, and more. Good. Where is the height of the sentence? Where do you want to be the peak of this phrase?
Here?
Yes. Well, I think somewhat you convinced me that this is the grand arrival. If you didn't want to do that, you want to kind of pace yourself so that right? It's kind of one of the stops on the way down, but this. Right? Right, one more time. Good. Can you just play the right hand and play that crescendo? Just the right hand. Yes, so I think the height of your crescendo is right there instead of here. Can you pace it so that you hit that as the high point instead of this? Just the right hand. More. Yeah, and make these pulses more dramatic, right? Rather than sharper release. Yeah, hands together one more time. More. Good, you worked on that. keep going. Yeah, so is that what you wanted to do? Ba-dam, ba-da-ba-bam.
Yeah, because like it's a quarter note versus like an eighth note, so I feel like this is like longer.
Okay, sure. As long as that's intentional. Great, keep going. More. Good. This time you did a very good job on crescendoing into that piano. I just want to caution you that even though the piano is the goal, you should still balance this, right? It shouldn't be a universal wipe of volume, just piano. Where is this? We should still have a center of the melody, yeah? Can you try anywhere that's a good start? More. Yes, I loved how you played these pinkies in the right hand. If you can play your pinky that way over here on these sforzandi, that would be even better. Yeah? Can you think about how you played that and just play these sforzandi the same way? Anywhere you... Once again, this came across as the peak of the sentence, where this should be, I mean, you've already started the diminuendo there, right? So, your left hand isn't really fighting over the balance here with you. So, I don't really think it's necessary to. It's probably a little excessive. Right? So coming down from the right? It's in the middle of a process. So try not to start this as something new. Can you go from this one more time? Another thing that I felt you can certainly work on a little bit is all the lyrical sections, especially going into the second theme. You play it beautifully, and your balance was good, and you know exactly what you're getting at. Once again, I'm lacking this presence of sound and also the ability to sustain the long note. Try to not only listen for the attack of the note, but also how this chord sustains through time. Yeah. So let's do an exercise really, really slowly. See if you can stretch out this phrase. So what I hear is this. I hear multiple swells. So you want to kind of pace yourself so that yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay, try not to move your torso that much. One more time. Just play it simple. Very good, good. Now, as long as you do that at tempo, don't let these, right? Try to listen through these chords. The best metaphor is try not to, I mean, it's not like we can shut off our ears and just not listen to it. You're listening to it regardless, but what I mean is you want to, rather than glance over these, you want to stare at these chords, right? So instead of I feel like we're kind of glancing through the chords rather than hearing the harmony and hear the phrase. Yeah, you try one. Good. Do you want to swell up? Ba, ba, ba. Is that what you wanted to do? Okay. Yeah, as long as it's intentional. Yeah, good. One more time. Very good. Keep going. Good. Don't let the direction of a phrase affect your tempo. Try to separate the two. Rhythm is rhythm. Tempo is tempo. Yeah. Do the phrase you're doing. It's a beautiful phrase, but don't rush ahead. Yeah. One more time. Bum, bum. I really want to hear that. Good. What's the dynamics here?
Forte.
It's forte. What about this? What's that?
Piano.
It's piano. Yeah. So rather than thinking of volume-wise, you want to kind of give them a character. So what does the softer, the piano area came across character-wise? What do you think its character is?
It's like more sweet.
More sweet. Yeah, yeah. What about the forte part?
I think it's more like confident and determined.
More determined. I love that. Good. Can you play the right hand for me? Let's hear how these triplets are determined. Good. And there are, of course, things you can listen to. You can listen to. Yeah, you can listen for that. We don't have to dwell on this too much, but let's try to play these triplets, these piano triplets at sweet, just the right hand. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Good. That's the contrast I'm after here. Can you go from? Why don't we just start here, hands together. Less pedal. Crescendo. Good. Voice that, please. Don't just blast that chord, right? Still voice that. Yeah. So the piano comes right after. There is no effective way for us to do this while the chord is holding, right? But you do that at the immediate chord that comes after. Yeah? Yeah. Can you try that? Right on the forte piano? Yeah, can we hear these melodically? let's play it one more time. Don't. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so this crescendo into piano is really a trademark of Beethoven's music, right? So what you want to do is, you know piano is coming. We don't know piano is coming. So you want to crescendo up until the very last minute, yeah? Yeah, very dramatic. You really want that crescendo to be deceptive enough so we don't know a piano is coming. So we think it's almost like it's going into a piano, right? It's going into a forte. And start over again. Yeah. Do that piano, these. Just that. Don't. Yeah, everyone knows it's impossible for us to crescendo through these half notes. So if you don't do anything, that half note just sits there, and the area that you have to do a crescendo is dramatically shrunken. So what you want to do is ba-di-da-dum-bum, give us a gesture that kind of leads the music up, ba-di-da-dum-bum, and then stay there. That's your new bottom line, and you grow from there. Can we go it one more time, wherever that is? Yeah. The piano comes right after the forte, right? And you do a very good job. Right? That piano should sound like a vacuum seal. It goes. Yeah. Good. Can you try that anywhere? That's a good start for you. Piano, where is this? Oh, right there. So I think your piano is really here. I hear a pretty well-crafted diminuendo. What I want is ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. Yeah. You might want to do a combination of weight and pedal so that you have the maximum ability to subtract sound from this, right? So what you can do, and I do finger pedal for maybe one set of the triplets. Yeah. Can you try that?
No, I just do like 14 the left hand because
Yeah. I get it. You can balance the left hand, but I don't think that rings above what Beethoven writes. Yeah. Of course, yes, that is a melodic material you want to hear. I don't know. I feel like you are taking away from the music and then adding something in. Why don't we try not to take away from the music, but keep adding into it? Yeah? So you can still voice it. I think this tempo is very effective. It's very effective. What do you think What do you think the character here is? It's pianissimo, and it's just pop, 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 pop. What do you think it is?
I think there's a lot of suspension in these chords.
Suspension, yeah. Do you listen to this music? Do you feel very relaxed, or do you feel kind of nervous?
Nervous.
A little nervous, right? Now, the best way to portray these isn't by rushing ahead. What you want to do is you want to kind of, it feels like you're not doing anything, but for the audience, they would appreciate this bubble that you've created, yeah? And little hints of what's coming next. Very good. I think overall your playing is very convincing, and it's sometimes I think you should kind of explore even wider spectrum. Then of course you already have a pretty wide toolkit you can use. Very good. Is there any spots or questions you have that you want to look over?
Yeah, like over here, like there's like a leap to the octave.
Yeah.
That part's like kind of tricky.
The bop 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 bop, right?
Like from between here and here.
Oh, I see. If you take a split second of time, I don't think anybody's going to notice. What you want to do is you want to practice this leap. Now, what finger do you use to play this last set of 16th notes?
5, 3, 5, 2.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit time is okay. Yeah, and it kind of helps you to prepare for that sforzandi. Sometimes it's okay to take split seconds of time. We are all humans. Maybe one day AI will take over and they will do an excellent leap and an excellent sforzandi. But for us, it's only normal for us to take a little bit of time there. Now, I'll say, when the first time you played through this, I didn't notice you had any technical difficulties. So, you're doing already a pretty fantastic job.
No, it's just that, like, when I played it, like, the notes weren't, like, I didn't think I heard them enough.
I see. Maybe we're after the same thing. I also feel like some of the notes are missing some kind of presence. I think that has something to do with more than what we talked about today. But I think you're definitely on track. If you're noticing these things not getting enough sound, my best advice is try not to force. Try to think of an artistic way that doesn't burden your body physically. And maybe you can voice this a little bit better. Now, I think these sforzandis are more for character rather than volume. Volume definitely is a contributing factor, but it shouldn't be the only factor here. You want to try this? Maybe from ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Good. Yeah, again, you want to crescendo into it. Otherwise, it feels like you're pulling away. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-da. time. But that's totally fine. Do you feel tense in the elbow? Okay, then it's good. Yeah, good. Any other questions? Okay, great. Thanks for playing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and we have revolves. Very nicely played. Very, very good. How long have you played this?
8 months.
Oh, wow. So still fairly fresh, and I think you do a fantastic job on playing this piece. Really, really good. Do any of you know how this piece came about? Why did Ravel write this? Such a weird piece for piano. Yeah. Yeah, it's very involved with the war, yeah. So, Diaghilev commissioned this piece for Ballet Rules. It's a Russian ballet company that also commissioned the Firebird, Petrushka, Rite of Spring. This was never performed by a ballet company because after the first play, and this piece was in 2-piano version, Diaghilev said, this is not a waltz. This is a portrait of a waltz. And he said no one can dance to this. And Ravel didn't take it very well, and their relationship wasn't so good afterwards. But this is a really nice piece. I think you got a lot of the things right. Ravel's music is very straightforward. There isn't really excessive rubato or timing involved. It's really like Mozart's music in a way. What we can do, it really is trust the instrument and bring out the effect to the best of our abilities. I think the most successful part of your waltz is the coda after the grand return of the waltz. I would suggest try to feel it more like a waltz, so that you might, there are timing decisions you might play around with. The beginning, I would refrain from voicing it excessively, just because the waltz really doesn't come in until the smoke is fully cleared from a. Right, that's really the first waltz. So everything before that really. A glimpse of what the waltz is, but we never get the full waltz, right? So take advantage of the una corda pedal, and let's go from the beginning, a little bit more pedal. Let's see if we can. Really on the surface of the key, rather than, and this is reserved for the recap. it's timing like this that you want to save for later, right? This is the first display of this waltz. Just keep the left hand going, right? Keep it going. Don't swell so much just yet. It's still early. A little bit change of color, and then right. It's still smoky. It's still blurry. You will have your chance to point this out. Yeah, it probably is too early for a retard. So I would really just keep the entire intro up until they're just straightforward. It's really too early. Bars are not part of the waltz. These two bars are like sudden outbursts of energy, right? The beginning is so oppressive. It's like nothing musical is going on. And these are outbursts of that energy. And you continue as if nothing happened. Yeah.